Hey, hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to this channel. This is going to be a general collective live reading. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just updating social media, letting everyone know I'm live. Yeah, we're going to go with this one today. Hey, hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your like. I appreciate you. How was the full moon for you guys? How was the full moon in Aries, conjunct Chiron? How was it for everyone? Kayla, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. How was your experience of the full moon? Hey Gigi, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Any interesting, funny stories that anyone wants to share about the full moon? How was your experience? We've still got moon in Aries. Aries is moon is currently conjunct Chiron. A lot of wounds could be brought out. Thank you for the 6 views watching and the like. I appreciate you. We're going to be doing a general collective live reading. We're just going to wait for the room to get maybe a little bit busier and then we'll jump in. So the energy at the moment is insane. Just going to say it that way. There's me reading October, November going, wow, this energy. And I'll be honest with you, if you're not in that energy just yet, energy's all over the place, internally, externally, it doesn't feel like Friday. Gigi, I would 1,000,000% agree with you. It's put it this way, I don't know if you've seen my Instagram, but the dog I've posted on Instagram is basically how I feel right now. This is the thing that this is how I view it, right? You know, and I don't know, Gigi, maybe you'll be able to sort of confirm this. Jenny, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, I've been trying to catch the live. Well, I'm glad you did catch us live. Welcome. Kayla, I feel like a lot of past traumas are releasing and old cycles ending for me recently. Kayla, if that is the case, I don't know why I started when I said that. Kayla, if that's the case and you're releasing old patterns, congratulations, because I'll be real honest with you. I'm not seeing, I mean, obviously I'm sure there's a lot of people that, you know, in my clients that are. In my personal life, I'm not seeing that. And I'm not going to lie. I'm like, okay, so what am I missing? What am I not releasing myself here? Because this, I can't, I'm not going to do this. Like, I'm just refusing to do this, you know? It's like knowing that there's a cycle that you don't want to be in, you know? Because it's like it's everywhere. So, Gigi, I'm in total understanding with what you're saying there. It's, do you know what I think it is? It's like you see it everywhere and then you end up kind of absorbing that if you're not careful. That's the main thing. Hey, Kieran, I hope you're doing very well. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, we've got Pluto going direct on the 4th. This is not it. We're still, there's more to come. There's more to come. We're only on the 2nd, guys, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Pluto's going direct. Moon will be in Taurus at that point, which is going to be opposing Scorpio. Now, Pluto's going to be in Capricorn, which is 10th house. And obviously Taurus is 2nd house. So, yeah. Not doing too good, and a lot of pain today. Knees, hands, arms, all at once day. It comes and goes. We've just had a full moon conjunction Chiron. So if you've got Aries in your chart, that could well be. Okay, my emails are blowing up right here. This is when you know that there's going to be a lot of energy going on here. Okay, so let's be realistic before we jump into the cards. There is going to be a lot of energies being thrown up in the air, okay? Whatever you do, don't do, because I'm going to be honest with you again. This is where I get honest with you. I have just blown up at someone because I was like, this is not my problem. And I was like, no, I've dealt with all this kind of stuff. And it wasn't a client where anyone starts panicking when they email me. This is a personal life thing. And I was just like, I don't need to deal with this. And so I lost my temper, and my guides were, again, they were like this. What are you doing? And I was like, yeah, but they're bringing this energy to me, and my guides are like, so don't accept it. Why are you? It's like there's always an option. There's always, I don't care what anyone says. For me personally, I know there's always an option. I didn't need to do that, but because I was literally like, this is not something that I need to deal with anymore because I've worked through this. How can you not see that? But this is the problem. Everyone learns at a different level, right? And that's a reflection of my own frustration. And my own frustration is a reflection of needing to control a situation because I don't trust the situation, which means there's a lack of trust in myself, which means I have to deal with that. So I can't sit and project that, because at the end of the day, they're doing me a favor by giving me that information, because now I've learned something. So I'm going to have to go over after this and be like, tail between my legs and be like, I'm sorry, which I hate doing. I hate doing that, because I didn't need to do that in the first place. But because I've absorbed all that energy, because they were frustrated, I absorbed it, and then I was like, rah, rah, rah. So again, if I was balanced, I wouldn't have dealt with that the same way, which goes to show when you're doing your self-care and your top up, take extra time. So if you're doing 45 minutes usually and you're blowing up still, take extra time, because it means that the energy is all over the place, which means that again, to bring the energy back to the self. So for example, if you're getting all these physical symptoms, all right, again, first of all, you could be dealing with upgrades, ascension upgrades, where your body's recalibrating, okay? But if it's to do with the hands, it can be to do with feeling a little bit unable to control a situation. So what do you feel like you're lacking control over? So again, always draw it back to that with that kind of mirroring. The energies are going to be like that, but it's going to give you an opportunity to understand what you are lacking. Like, I'll give you an example again for me, because it's the easiest way to do it. I know for a fact that at some point, moving away from my writing, moving away from my physical exercise, moving away from my work and all my other responsibilities, I have to take more time for myself, but I don't have an opportunity to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to sit down again on Sunday and remove everything again, because if this energy is going to get worse between now and November, I'm not getting caught out. It's not going to get, because this is the thing. I'm usually very good in these situations, and I keep saying that. This is the second time I've said that, but there's a lot of tests going on at the moment, and I'm not getting caught out again, because it's the second time I've said this in the last 2 days. I'm not getting caught out because it's a test. But if I'd have just because this is the thing, if I'd have just walked away from that and just calmed down and then responded, it would have been fine. But I was like annoyed. But then you got to remember, how can I be annoyed? This person, they weren't deliberately trying to wind me up. If their cutoff is their cutoff, and they weren't being rude or disrespectful, and they were just in need of help, and I'm frustrated because I'm up to here, trying to deal with other things and work and everything else, that's my issue, because it means I've got to put stronger boundaries in place where I'm taking more time for me and I'm topping my own cup up. That's not their fault. They're just highlighting that to me, So just take a look at that, because there's the self-love thing at the moment is going to be really important. And also, don't beat yourself up. If you've been in the situation I have, don't beat yourself up, because this energy is all over the place. There's energies absolutely all over the place. It doesn't end. It's like every time you think you've learned something, there's more information coming through. Okay, so Corbin, this is a general collective reading. So request if you want a personalised reading, information is in the description box. The email is jalepsychic@yahoo.com. That's JALE psychic@yahoo.com. This is going to be me reading a general collective energy. So whether it's the whole universe, it's just this group of people in this room, whether it's just for you, until the guides speak to me through the cards, I'm not going to know. But this is the general energies I'm reading. Stick around, because again, I try and get messages for everyone. So again, don't forget Pluto going on to direct on the 4th. This is going to be a breaking down of everything that doesn't need to be in a situation. again. So with the Pluto, that's very kind of death and rebirth energy. So just be aware that the next few days, after a full moon, the next few days are always a little bit up and down, especially because there's a recalibration going on. I know I keep using that word, but right, let's have a look. Divine intelligence. I'm hearing they're going to give you what you need, not what you want. This is people getting what they need, not what they want. You're welcome, Kieran. It's how it was designed. So let's say, for example, you're losing your temper at people, and that, you know, it's because there had to be something said, but that you went overboard with it, you know. So, you know, it just means recalibrating that and taking extra time for yourself and saying no, because essentially that's if I'd have, because the way I was viewing it was, why am I having? I mean, is this not obvious that you shouldn't have done that? And so I'm having to help something that didn't have to be the case. But then again, if you know, they're not that, how that, it's about learning, isn't it? And you know, no man is an island. I can't just lock myself. I have to have some contact with people in a personal situation. So again, it's about getting time for yourself and just be aware of a balance, because don't forget, we're in Libra season. This is all about balance. If you're spending too much time focusing on a lover and you're not focusing on you, that could be another thing. So just keep an eye out for what is being triggered at the moment, because it's going to really show you where you really need to balance. Now, people usually sit and go, yeah, but give me an example. Well, I'd have to read you to do that. But to give you an example would be, let's say, for example, that you don't give yourself, you look for love externally and you always choose partners that don't honor you. Are you honoring yourself? Or you're choosing codependent situations because you haven't topped your own cup up, because you don't understand what self-love is about. So that would be the focus. It's about removal of codependent situations where you're not relying on external parties or factors to make you feel better, so that when something happens, that doesn't influence you. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But everyone's different. So we've got transmutation here. So this is a cleansing energy. This is again a rebalance of light and dark. So they're giving you what you need here to rebalance everything, so that you can understand what you need to learn. Now, you might not want to hear that, but if you haven't already witnessed this, again, we've got a few more days. And this is a really important one, because this is definitely what I did not do earlier. Surrender. Let it go. Let it go. Hello, JK. This is a general collective reading. If you want a personalised reading, email me. It's Jale, psychic@yahoo.com. If that information comes up in the spread, then I will read it. But if it doesn't, then again, it's a general collective reading we're doing here. Surrender. So again, that could be a message for you there. Surrender. All right. Because they're just saying surrender. Nothing is under control. We've got willpower here as well. Can you see here the whales could come up for air, and now it's going deep? They're asking you to withdraw, go within. Go within. If you don't know a situation or an outcome, or you want to know something here, go within. The answers are always within. The answer's not going to be externally, ever. And that includes, you know, this kind of situation where you're confused about something. This is why when I do readings, if I've got a client that I've been working with for years, I will try and prepare that client to become independent without me, because I don't believe a psychic reading should be keeping a client for years on end reliant on the information I'm giving them, because that's codependency. And we're not about selling that kind of thing here and trapping people into a situation. We're not about that. So we're about trying to help people to a certain level where they can understand how to move forward. And this is what Spirit are trying to do at the moment as well with this energy. Again, where is it that you need to focus on? For me, again, it's that they're testing me. It's like, usually I'm very good at saying no, but if it's someone that I care about deeply in love, then I'm crap, you know. because again, it's like my heart, you know. So again, Spirit is saying it doesn't matter if it's your heart or nothing, you still have to have those boundaries. And there, so again, these little things here that's going on as tests and making sure that we are ready, because again, they're preparing us for something else here with this new energy. If we haven't learnt the old, how can we move on? And I know I keep saying this, but it's because there's so much being brought up. So this is the thing, do I sit and do readings for everyone about if Cancerians going to come back into someone's life and then I've helped you for 5 minutes, or do I spend an hour reading the collective and hopefully 14 people can walk off having an idea of actually this is the wider context to this? Because for me that means it helps more people. Oh, okay, yeah. Then if I've given you that as a prediction, then I would definitely wait till the end of the month. You know, if I've given you that as a prediction. So Corbin, it's a general collective reading. It's a general collective reading. If I pull a card for you, I have to pull a card for 13 other people. But this is why I do the general collective readings, because again, if I think that, because this is the thing, I can give you an answer to something that 10 minutes later you're probably not going to care about, or I can give you information that's going to hopefully last you to place into a wider context. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. What other messages, please? What else do we need to be aware of, please? Messages. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of you got to remember, we've got a lot of planets that have just gone direct in Capricorn. That can be very heavy energy, very serious, very very serious energy that Spirit are asking you to just lighten the load a little bit. So if you're in this energy of focusing very deeply on a certain subject and you're very focused on X and you're very focused on Y and there's not much lightness, this is the focus at the moment. Because again, Capricorn energy can be very heavy. All right. And so we've just had Pluto going direct on the 4th, it will be in Capricorn. We've had Jupiter go direct in Capricorn, which was on, I think it was the middle of September. No, it was the end of September. We have got Saturn. No, sorry, that was the middle of September. And then Saturn was going direct on the end of September in Capricorn. So that's 3 planets that have been stuck in this Capricorn energy for like 5 months, which is very heavy. Capricorn can also be very much about that kind of darker element, the shadow side. So yeah, of course it makes sense for everything to be brought up with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, and Jupiter, that kind of heightening or kind of reduction energy. So Spirit are like, if you've got this very strong, heavy energy at the moment, do what you can to lighten the load. Please do what you can to lighten the load. Watch a comedy. I'll be real honest with you. I posted on my Twitter a comedy on TikTok earlier that had me howling. And I'm saying a comedy. It was like a clip of about a minute. It had me howling, right? And just look at things or do things that you know in your spare time that are going to lighten that load. You know, so as I say, just at the moment with you, because you've got Aries, the moon in Aries that's conjunct Chiron, which is the wounded healer, it's bringing up all kinds of emotions that you probably didn't know you had. All right. They're just saying give yourself some time. This is the thing, we've got abundance here. So Capricorn energy is very hardworking, very responsible energy, and this is about all this energy coming up for release and then healing, right? Because once that's released, there's a lightened load, and also there's a space for more. This is what they're preparing us for, abundant energy. Again, the tree of life. The tree of life is rooted in Capricorn and Cancer. So we had Cancerian season with a lot of eclipses, but we've also got one major eclipse on the 21st of December, lunar eclipse, which will be also in, I think that will just hit Capricorn. It'll be a Sagittarius Capricorn I don't know what moon it would be, but the sun would be in, I think, just hitting Capricorn. Give it some time between now and then. So let's say, for example, you keep expecting something and you keep expecting something, and there's a bit of a shift, because I think there will be a bit of movement here, but it will pause again. Because again, it's like everyone's being checked to see if they've learnt the lesson, if they've checked that they're ready, if they're checking that this is exactly what they want, because there's a lot of people that don't know what they want. At the moment, the majority of people don't have a clue. When you speak to them, they don't know what they want. And so if you've got a whole planet or a majority of people that don't know what they want, where does that energy go? Because I'll be honest with you, I mean, look, if you can tell me in the chat here and put 1 if you know exactly where you're going and what you're going to do, and put 2 if you don't, because you've got to remember, if that's the energy, there's a kind of it's kind of counterproductive, because then you're talking about a whole planet of people that are in that kind of confused energy, you know. So what does that create? It creates more confusion. We've got the tear, so it's about emotional healing, and then we've got the bridge. So this is about an old life into a new life, bridging the gap, releasing all the things that don't serve, ready for this new energy. Yeah, look, we've got the prayer. Hey Mia, no worries, hon, I hope you're doing well. The prayer. So okay, let's say, for example, you're in, it's even more important to go within, because I feel like, let me turn the internet off. The internet is awful. Hopefully that's helped. The internet is literally all over the place. Thanks, Gigi. Hopefully. Is it still frozen, Gigi? Back on, frozen again. Oh my goodness. Is it back on? It's back now. Awesome. Okay. Okay, this is some very heavy energy right here. Let me just tune into this energy here. So we've got the destroyer. This is, no, is it not back? What else is going on, please, Spirit? I don't blame the 2 people that have left, because I wouldn't want to stick around with this internet either. Back after, again, after refresh, back. Guys, I'm so sorry about this. Okay, so we've got seduction, third-party interference. So there's a third party here that's trying to influence a connection. And then we've got love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. So there's definitely a situation here where someone is being drawn back into a situation. That's, yeah. So there's a mirror going on here. So again, what are you being drawn back into? Are you being drawn back into bad influences and or addictive patterns of behavior? Because if you're being drawn into it, then they will be as well. And if they're being drawn into something, then you're going to be drawn into something. It's a mirroring going on, because this looks like it could be a twin flame connection here we're looking at. All right. So again, yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. So if, again, you are in a union with someone and there's a lot of energy all over the place, and let's say, for example, you're frustrated with them because they're not acting on something, are you acting on something? Or let's say, for example, there's an addiction with them. Is there an addiction with you? Because again, you can't sit and blame that person when you haven't dealt with your own. That's just unrealistic. So let's see, let's go with the, right, let's have a look. What is the message? What's going to happen, Spirit? Let's see. What's going to happen, please? What's going on? What's going to happen? Yeah. It takes one of you to get out of a situation, which will help the other. Ah, look, we've got balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. And then we've got happiness. That's lovely. Look at those dolphins as well. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. That's so sweet. And then on the bottom of the deck, we've got failure. So it's like, oh, okay, that escalated quickly. So again, they're saying you for balance, look to yourself. Because if you're looking for balance within an external situation, you're not going to find it. Especially not at the moment. You're going to be reflected back all these other things. They're saying this is the idea of how to gain peace. This is the way to gain peace. I'm being a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Don't feel the. I mean, like that's very accurate in my opinion. That's very accurate. Let's see. What are the messages, Spirit? What are the messages, please? What are the messages? What are the messages? Okay. Radha, this is Soul Flame. This is Krishna's twin flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. I'm just hearing, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but it's like, let's say, for example, you know exactly where you, maybe you don't know where you want to be, but let's say you do know exactly where you want to be, and the person you're around doesn't. Are you sure there's everything that you know? Are you sure you are aware of everything that you want? Because again, don't forget this mirroring energy that's coming everywhere. Everywhere I look, there's a mirroring energy. Because I feel like the spirit are trying to show everyone here where their weaknesses are and what needs work. And I feel like this is the thing. This is what I've noticed, right? People don't pick up on this. And spirit, it takes them a while to get everyone on track, because you've got to remember, we're talking about a tipping point. If a collective is learning a lesson, there's a tipping point which creates this energy, a knock-on effect of energy. If a large collective of people aren't learning that, then we go around again. Do you know what I mean? Which is why we've been stuck for 5 months, because spirit are like, these people are not worth learning. And I'm sorry to say that, and if that triggers people, I apologize, but it's kind of true. So spirit are like, we're just going to hold everyone in this position until they've learned, because no one's, I mean, you must have looked around at some point and thought, wow, because I know I have, you know, with this whole situation that we've got going on in the world, it shows me everything that is going on, you know, in the good and the bad and the ugly, you know. Spirit are like, we need to get these people to a certain point, but if they're, again, it's a tipping point. When the larger collective learns, there's a shift. That's how it works. We're a collective. We're interlinked. We're all linked together. And you've got to remember, if, let's say, for example, someone's soul contract is to make you learn a certain way, and you're not learning, that's not their fault. It just means that you're not learning. We've got Gaia, Earth connection. So grounding is going to be super important right now. Because super important, earthing, walking barefoot, salt baths, the full, you know, 9 yards, making sure that you're visualizing, you know, your root chakra, the base of your root chakra going into earth, but obviously making sure that you're getting permission from Gaia to do that before you do it. Because look, we've got Cernuos, life force, that's also come out here. So there's this kind of energy from the earth that we're being given. And again, we're in this Libra energy. So we're probably getting zapped by a lot of spiritual energy, which could be accountable for, you know, people upgrading, you know, lots of differing sleep patterns. So it's going to be really important that while that's happening, you're grounding your energy. Now, I'll be real honest with you. That's usually the first thing where people start getting a little bit stuck. If they're all over the place, then the first thing I'd be looking at is earthing, you know, grounding yourself. And by using, you know, visualizing a technique where you're growing from that base chakra out and rooting it into the earth and absorbing all that goodness, because it will recalibrate you. But there's a lot of people at the moment that aren't doing that, and maybe they don't know how to use that technique. I don't know, but spirit just saying it is needed at the moment. Right, let's have a look. Messages. What is the message, please? What's the message? What is the message? What's the message? Okay. What is your dream? What are your dreams? And are you moving towards those dreams? Are you stuck in a rat race in a 9 to 5 where you're just paying bills and sort of on this loop? Or are you moving towards your dreams? And if you're not moving towards your dreams, why aren't you? That sounds awful the way I've said that, but it's just quickest way. It's the quickest way of doing it. Because, and I get it, it's a financial thing where you feel like, you know, it's this kind of, because at the moment we're being split between the physical and the spiritual. And so spirit are asking us to focus a lot more on the spiritual at this time. If you're usually rooted in the physical, make sure you're focusing on the spiritual and vice versa. There's a lot of people missing that. We've got a message of concern here. Someone's guide. Someone's trapped in their own head. We've got imprisonment. And someone's guide's trying to get through to them here. And that you're not getting the signs. I don't know why, but I'm hearing Simon now. So I don't know if this is a person, if this is a guide, if this is a relative, or this is someone in spirit called Simon. I don't know. Someone's trying to show, I keep hearing Simon. We've also got bad health. So what they're saying is like someone could be trying to run to the next thing, move on to the next thing without taking care of themselves, and spirit are trying to get them to slow down a little bit. Because they're saying that this energy at some point is going to run out and you're going to make yourself a little bit unwell. There's just an advisory there. And it's got nothing to do with what is going on in the outside world here. It's more where your energies are. Someone's got a very scattered energy. And it's like you're trying to put your energy everywhere, but it's not paying off. So you need to, there's a decision that needs to be made, but someone's not listening to their intuition. Okay. Where are we going with this, spirit? Okay, let's go with the tarot. Millennium Toss Tarot. Right, what's the message here, spirit? What is coming through? What's going on? What is the message? Oh. Emotional fulfillment. This is an emotionally fulfilling situation that someone wants to work towards building with you. 8 of Pentacles. This is the Queen of Swords, aka me earlier. I had to say it. When someone is a little bit fired up. I've got to bring humor into this now because it's just getting a bit serious, right? Someone is so determined to stand their ground that they're losing their empathy and they're not balanced. This is not balanced. This is not a balanced situation. Don't do what I did. Have empathy. Nice, you can laugh. I have to. You've got to be joking me, aren't you? This is the only thing you can do in these situations. When you know that it's just so ridiculous. You have to laugh. I learned that a long time ago. Whenever you're in any difficulty, if you can laugh, it is the easiest way to uplift your energy. It will just bring you out of something because it raises your vibration, laughter. And then when you're raising your vibration, you can see from a different perspective. Again, my guides teach me that very well because they'll put me in a ridiculous situation and then they'll do something silly and I laugh. Whatever you do, do not... Someone's in pain. 3 of Swords. There's a lot of pain here. They want to heal a situation, but I feel like, yeah, We've got the Five of Pentacles. So this is someone feeling like again, it's like being left out in the cold. So there was an emotional situation that I think someone, I mean, this could well be a message for me, someone massively overreacted with. Again, it's not that it wasn't, and again, take this for everyone, because if this is coming through for me, there'll be other people that need to hear this. It's not the point that was missed, it was the way it was carried out, that the spirit are like. And again, if this isn't, you know, hasn't happened already, pay attention for that, because don't do what I just don't go in guns blazing. Don't do a me. And this is the thing. So I've got a Scorpio moon. My moon is the worst placement you can have. My moon sign is in the worst placement you can have it. It's the opposite of exalted in Scorpio. It's in its fall. It's in its detriment of Scorpio, which means it's not easy, right? Not that I'm saying that's an excuse, but because the moon was in Aries, Scorpios at the moment will probably be, especially if you've got planets in Aries, which I have. Good luck with that. I've got to laugh. The moon is going to show you. So let's say, for example, you said you want me to pull a card. So for the reason you want me to pull a card for you, again, there's a lot of situations that are going to be resolved the next couple of days that, you know what I mean, that are just bringing up a certain emotion, and after a few days it will be recalibrated again, you know. So just whatever you do, don't sort of make very harsh movements and very quick movements, especially if they're not balanced, because it will just basically create more work for you, you know. Now I'm not perfect, obviously. I'm not enlightened, otherwise I wouldn't be incarnated here. If I was enlightened, I wouldn't be here on the planet, I would be over there. It just means I have still lessons to learn, as we all do, and it means it's important to understand how to learn those lessons, essentially. But yeah, someone feels awkward. Someone feels very shut in the cold, worried, scared. This is an emotional loss, feeling a very strong emotional loss, going from a very strong emotional feeling to, it's like, so again, if you feel like maybe there's been an argument, or maybe there's been words said, just review it. Review it. Did you make the best use of it? That kind of thing. And again, if this isn't you, pay attention for that coming up. All right, just watch for that. Anyone that watched the last time when I gave the last warning, did that happen to anyone with a test? Has anyone else been tested a lot? Has there been tests here? Because I'm telling you now, this is Pluto energy. This is like the precursor for Pluto going direct. Me, Gigi, I feel for you. I wonder if anyone else is going to admit that. And how did you do? How did you get on, Gigi? Do you feel like you know, was the heads up useful, or was it too late, or? Something's coming in here. You're going to need to be, it sounds awful, but yeah. They're saying must balance now. You must balance now, because like I said, on the 4th, there's more coming in. So if you're already having tests, there's going to be a further extension of those tests. All right. We've got a situation here that, again, this is justice. So this is strong Libra energy that is going to come into balance. We've got an individual here, could be Aries, doesn't have to be. This is divine masculine energy. That is taking control of a situation, and an energy will shift from that. Okay. We've also got possible third parties going on here. Could also be reconciliation with a wish fulfillment that is going to be happening. Okay. Where there's a possible commitment involved and or long-term happiness, which is, again, was the 10 of Cups. All right. There's lots of choices that are being made over the next coming days. So just, again, use discernment. Try and again, focus as much as you can on self-care, because it will help you recalibrate. because this is, I don't know how you're feeling about this Libra energy, but this Libra season for me, I want to scream. And I'm telling you now, I'm very good usually in situations where I can keep my cool. But listen, I've just come out of Uranus conjunct my IC, and that was hard enough as it is. I came out of my Chiron conjunct my IC. That was hard enough as it is. I came out of my moon transitioning and progressed into Aries. That was hard enough. See, that's not bad, Gigi. See, luckily it's taken me no time at all to recognize my ways, but it's like this impulse, isn't it? It's like a wave where you can't keep your mouth shut. That's how I see it for me. And I've always struggled with that. If I feel like I need to say if I feel like I need to say something, I'm gonna say it, you know. But it's just the I've got to fine tune how I deliver that, because the deliverance is the deliverance of it is a little bit of an overshoot, right? But also there's other weaknesses that I've got. Like, I'll give you an example. For one of my weaknesses, food, 100% food. I have to be aware of that, because I'm not going to start getting lured into something where, you know, there's a freaking chocolate bar that's got my name on it. I've got to be a bit aware of that. So as long as you can recognize it and there's no permanent damage done, and that if you are making mistakes, that you're acknowledging that, and I would, you know, speak to people involved. I just think between now and the 4th, there's going to be a few more, and I've got a feeling there's going to be another one on the 4th, roughly. If you are resonating with what I'm saying, there'll be another one on the 4th to give you a heads up to see how much you've learned. So if you are spotting these things very easily, great. Just be aware that the 4th. Okay, let's pull some cards. What is going to happen, please, on the 4th? Because don't forget, this is going to be Sunday into Monday. We're not going to be live until Monday unless you join us tomorrow on Twitch for Psychic Saturdays. Link is in the description box. What is happening? What's Pluto going direct going to bring? Wow. Cutting to the heart of the matter. And it could be very direct, I've got to be very careful, aka Jale, just don't talk until at least the 10th. Very direct, very honest communication, truth, pure truth, like no kind of confusion, like this is the reality, like the elephant in the room is now talking. Anything that was needing to be cut out and removed is going, big style. Yeah, I like things to happen faster as well, and it's just not the case at the moment with this Mars in Aries in retrograde. We've got another 2 months of this. They're basically redesigning how we do it. It's like our core instincts are being reattuned. Our core instincts are being totally reattuned, and from someone that's got Mars in Aries, Mercury in Aries, Aries, Taurus cusp, Sagittarius ascendant, a lot of fire. I've got a lot of fire in my chart, and I've got North Node in Leo. My sun is also in 5th house. For me to hold back my energy in order to kind of really which is why I'm having to do 2 hours of meditation a day. And I know that sounds ludicrous, but if I don't, the 45 minutes wasn't working. And that's when you know that's when you know there's some serious energy around. I also have a Scorpio moon, which, if anyone knows anything about moon signs, is awful. Luckily it wasn't. It could have been a lot worse when I speak, because sometimes, and it's been a lot in the past, where I've really let rip, and then you can just see people's faces like they never look at you the same way again, you know. Luckily I'm not in that energy anymore, but I still need to be a bit more aware of what I'm saying and how I'm saying it and my energy, because that's not good, you know. So we've also got the 7 of Swords. So this is masking, okay? So 7 of Swords is very much about hiding the truth, or being not aware of the truth. There's a lot of truth reveal. There is a lot of, this is what Pluto is going to bring. There's a lot of sneaky behavior that's going to be revealed. There's a lot of people that have been lying to themselves. That's going to be revealed. Confusion revealed. Illusions revealed. And guess what? On the bottom of the deck, we've got Magician. So anyone that likes to push the truth, or, you know, isn't quite honest or isn't quite truthful, then, I mean, we're okay, because I don't feel like I'm reading anyone here that's like that. I mean, I hope not, because this is definitely more of an inauthentic energy. But let's say, for example, you've been hiding your feelings, they'll come out, you know, which clearly I'm already in this energy, because I was like, rah, rah. So I just need to be really careful what I'm doing for the next couple of days, because we don't want to get into that, because we're not, again, look at what this is. This is negative. Be very aware of what this energy is. All right, so just be careful if you're around that energy, because it's designed to kind of bring all, it might not even be how you really feel either, because it's like an energy that's around people that you're kind of, again, absorbing a little bit as well. That is, how can I give you an example? Let's say, for example, you had an issue with someone for a while, and that you were trying to be supportive, but you were also frustrated at the situation in general, which is what I mentioned before about the control issue, right? And then let's say, for example, someone else makes a further move that you just think, bro, come on, you know, like, what is this? Why are you doing this? You know, your reaction, is it the frustration that you're absorbing from them? Because maybe they're frustrated and you're absorbing that energy as well, and then you're mirroring that to them. Does that make any sense? So just be aware of the mirroring between you and other people at the moment. The Sagittarius in moon, true, Sagittarius in moon, Capricorn in ascendant, and Libra in sun. And yeah, I feel like screaming. I'm usually a cool and collective person, and I doubt with people pleasing energy all of my life. Kayla, I totally resonate with what you're saying there. It's like people, and this is the thing, do you find with that energy that the people that come to you with these kind of things, you just think, because this is what I'm picking up on, it's not even their energy. What they're coming to you with isn't even their energy. It's 15 times removed. It's one person that spread it to one person, that spread it to one person, that spread it 15 times along, that it's landed with the person that then comes to you and gives it to you. And you just think, are you actually joking me right now? Like, why are you dumping this energy on me? And then you realize it's because they don't realize how to diffuse this. They don't understand energy. It's an energy transference. It's like a freaking, it's like a germ, you know? It's like there's an energy transference going on. Now, before, obviously, you know, you recalibrate it, right? So you recalibrate it all, and then you kind of balance yourself out. And then again, you speak to that person, then there's another wave of it. And then that's it. You go, okay, enough. Now, this is the thing. You've got to look at boundaries here, because what do you know what I mean? It's like this is how I'm reading it. It's like this is rife at the moment. People don't understand how energy spreads. And so, I mean, I'll be honest with you, even if I'll be really honest with you, I even taught someone a technique, you know. But this is the thing, if they're not aware of how that works, and they're not, as you know, have an understanding like maybe you do, that their fault. It's not your fault, but it is that their fault. So it doesn't warrant a very sharp response, because again, you're being swept up in an energy, like the old game of telephone. Yeah. So this is why it's really important to just be aware of how that energy works at the moment, because again, it's weird. It's like there's frustrations that people aren't dealing with, and it's being spread. And then it came to me and I released it, and then it came back again and I released it again, and then it came back again, and I was like, are you taking the PISS? What is this, you know? But yeah, just watch for that. Again, if you're getting that people coming to you with that kind of energy, is it their energy? Have they absorbed it from something else? Is it something that they don't quite understand? You know, try and read it best you can, because there's a lot of that at the moment. People that are frustrated, that can't, you know, recalibrate themselves, that then bring it to the nearest empath, you know. 3 of Pentacles, because this person's also an empath. So do you know what I mean? You've got to remember, they just didn't probably know how to balance that out. So we've got, this is about working together, Three of Pentacles. This is a collaborative effort, all right? So this is, again, Pluto, it's about removing its death and rebirth energy. So removing anything that, let's say, for example, you've been in a position where this happens over and over and over and over again to you. But now this is starting a discussion up of where the boundaries are, what you won't accept, what you will accept. That will then shift where this trajectory goes, doesn't it? So just keep an eye out for that one. Right, what's happening with this Pluto going direct, please? What's going to happen? Yeah. Wow, there's a shift. Okay, there's a big shift here. So first of all, we've got the Star in reverse. This is about healing. This is also about immediate. Somewhat as there's an urgency here. There's an immediate urgency. The problem with that is we've got the Chariot in the reverse. So it's like there's an urgency, but no one knows where they're going. So there's a frustration energy here that's going to be coming up, right? Now, if it's you in that energy, you must, whatever you do, you must think, what do I want? Because if there's no point getting frustrated and then going, this is, you know, I hate this idea. And then you don't understand what it is you're wanting and win the situation, because all it's doing is it's going to create more issues. This is the 10 of Wands. So any situations that are burdensome, that have become too heavy to bear or carry, there's going to be a release here. So people are going to be losing temper. People are going to be getting short fused, and hence me today, because this is usually what happens is I end up going through it and then I'm like, right, this is what the energy is going to be. So hence why I'm giving you a heads up. We've also got the 7 of Cups and the 3 of Swords. So this is releasing confusion, because there's people are going to know where they stand. If people are sitting there, rah, you know, giving it the big one, they're going to know exactly where they stand. But just make sure if you're doing that, you're not going to the, you know, the overkill with it. Constantly recycling people's energy that's not their own. Sometimes I get chest pains. It's like it's squeezing, and I know it's not something medicinally to be dealing with. Okay, so let me fill you in. You can ask your higher self to block off energies in that of that nature. However, if you're not honoring your boundaries, then it will still come through. The other way that would also happen is if you are needing to learn something from that you haven't, your higher self will also allow that energy through, because it will help you learn. So if there's no boundaries in the situation, then the energy is going to keep coming through, you know. This is going to keep shifting. This is going to keep shifting. This energy here will cause, because it's basic. It's like, let's say, for example, you've got a roundabout. You know, there's kiddies' playground. They've got those little roundabouts. I don't know what the American word for that is. And let's say, for example, we put some bags of shopping on those roundabouts, and we spun the roundabout really fast, right? Anything that's not stuck down is going to spin off. This is essentially what's going to happen. Anything that is not meant to be somewhere is that's done. This is the energy. What else is happening, please, on the 4th with this Pluto going direct? There's a lot of change coming, which I'm hearing, but so again, things could be released, energies could be cleared, but again, this can also be moving forward for love. Queen of Pentacles, there could be an existing commitment that deepens. We've also got reunion energy as well, so there's lots of people coming back together, possibly after a break, or again, old soulmates, old people coming back from the past. Definitely keep an eye out for that with that Mercury retrograde. Old random people coming back from the past. That seems to be everywhere at the moment. Prince of Wands. So this is, again, fast. There could also be a bit of cheeky communication here, but this is like a message, a random message, a random message, but also competition. 5 of Wands. A competition element here. All right, so just be aware that if this is you, or you know, you've got a love interest, that this could be the energy you're dealing with. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got an existing commitment or investment that is shifting. There'll be a closure of one investment and a renewal of another. 4 of Wands, there could be changes in this is a living environment. I think someone's leaving a living environment here as well. There could be a move-all, so you'd be leaving a home or moving house, or deciding to move house. There could be changes in a contract of some kind. We've also got Princess of Pentacles in the reverse. So I keep seeing someone's withdrawing an investment here. Someone's withdrawing that kind of offering. have a look. Yeah, so someone could be withdrawing an investment in order to go towards what they do want, possibly in love. Yeah, so again, it's like people maybe leaving karmic situations to go towards what they want. With the Empress, could be Taurus, could be Libra energy. Yeah, so again, it's like someone's trying to define their legacy and work towards that. It's like people are reevaluating what it is they want and what they don't want, and people are making decisions about expectations, basically. Okay, so let's have a look. What is the message? What's the message, please? What's the message? What is the message here, Spirit? What's the message? Wow. Yeah, look. So we've got Archangel Gabriel. Okay, this is the messenger archangel. Okay, so could be messages through music. We've got Gabriel guides your creativity. So there could be a release of something here that maybe was a block that was blocking your creativity. Could be something that was re-sparking here your creativity. We've also got responsibility. So I feel like this is about connecting to the inner child. So while there's all this heavy responsibility and this heavy kind of focus, anything creative, anything inner child wise is going to really counterbalance that. And then we've got responsibility. So again, I think they're trying to get you to look at the light-hearted energy, take responsibility for your own happiness. Yeah, so don't rely on that from another person, because then it's going to leave you feeling left out in the cold. It's going to leave you feeling left out in the cold. And then we've got self-fulfilling prophecy. So it says, take small steps to diminish your worrying. No, it's going to be okay, and so it is. So don't worry about something and then push someone away to then create the obstacle that then does make that an issue. You know, if you're worried or upset about something, don't then dive so far into it that then you push that person away and then you're like, well, see, it happened. Yeah, because you're in a negative cycle. You know, there's healing that needs to happen. And then we've got your calling. It says your life's purpose is an awakening to put your gifts and talents to good use and enjoy the journey of life. So don't let this energy or whatever's trying to throw you off distract you from what you're supposed to be doing. If you're getting all these distractions, take a break, go within, focus, recalibrate, and then look again. You know, take a break, have something, do something that is uplifting, enjoyment, you know, connecting to your inner child, creative. Then take a look at what you need to look at. But if you're constantly trying to focus on this, it's like Spirit is saying this is not how to do it, especially coming up to this Pluto going direct, because that energy is going to really throw the cat amongst the pigeons here. And Spirit are just asking us all to get some balance, because it's going to be important. Okay, guys, this was your live. We've got Scorpio's reading uploading in the next few hours. If you want to catch me tomorrow on Twitch, link is in the description box below. We will be going live at 11 p.m. British Standard Time. That is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's J41E. If you are interested, that starts again Psychic Saturdays tomorrow. If you want a personalised reading, the information is Jale, Jale psychic at yahoo.com. And guys, have a wonderful weekend. Try and sort of see what you can do to kind of recalibrate yourselves. I wish you guys the very best of luck. Have a wonderful day, week, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.